Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esteemed Gentlemen podcast for Friday, April 23rd. I am your host, Scott Labrie, and joined alongside me, as always, we have Uncle Teabag, Tyler Sund.
Hello.
Hello, sir. And we have
Hello.
all day Eric Deshane as well.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good.
That's good.
It's Friday now, so doing great.
Yep.
Everybody's loving life here on the podcast.
That's right.
Because we're about to talk about the news, because it's the weekly wrap up. Of course, we do this every single Friday. We talk about nerdy news, video games, movies, TV shows, mostly the stuff that kind of caters more towards our interests, we'll say. We leave out some of the other stuff.
The chaff.
The chaff.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right. The stuff people want to know about.
Yeah.
No politics here, unfortunately. Now.
Yeah, no politics. No.
Yes. Politics free, probably, for the most part.
Hopefully.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes you just can't avoid it, you know?
Yeah.
There's politics and everything, really.
Not really.
But before we get to the news, we usually talk about what we've been watching, what we've been playing. You guys playing any games this week?
I revisited Outlast again, and it's still just as terrifying as the first time I played it. And I'm at the tail end of it. I know how it ends, so I'm not going to play because the last act is usually its weakest point for sure. It loses its scariness for sure. Once you find the demonic wall rider, phantom phasma thing, it's very underwhelming. But a great game. It still makes your hands sweat, your knees shake, and your heart just about explode out of your chest when you're hiding in lockers underneath desks and he pulls you out and rips your head off, or depending on who you're running away from because you can't fight back. Great game, though. Great game. Great game. Yeah.
Right on.
For the of heart. Very good. Yeah.
Eric, you playing any
Nothing new yet. I did re-download the patch for Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't touched it yet, though, so I'll hope maybe this weekend if I had some hours to kill, I'd do that. Just check it out, see what's changed and what's been better with that. So I was hoping to do it this week. Never got the chance to. But yeah, in my off hours, just been playing more of my classic Heroes of Magic 3 and enjoying that still. That old nostalgia trip. And yeah, so.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, same thing. I've been still plugging away at NHL. My guys leveled up enough to the point where, you know, he can consistently score on pretty much every single game, which is kind of cool. And the game is a little less frustrating now that he isn't total garbage. I was going to pick up MLB The Show, but I didn't because I think I'm going to be getting a new game next Friday. The new Pokemon Snap game is coming out for Switch. And I think I'll be picking that up because I really liked Pokemon Snap for the N64. So
yeah, so you must have played the original version of the.
Oh yeah,
N64. Yeah. I seen it, never got to play it, but everyone I know who did play it said they really liked it a lot.
I never owned it. Oh, you don't know what it is, Tyler?
I don't know what Pokemon Snap is.
So think of, like on rails shooters, like the light gun games, and it's kind of like that, but instead of shooting Pokemon, you're taking pictures of them.
Ah,
so
cool.
So you go through a level
like a nature photographer thing.
Yeah.
And
cool.
then you trigger certain things along the map to get certain Pokemon to show up and do certain things. So it goes to the photo shoot all 151 back then at the time, right? So
interesting.
You get items and stuff. You get like a apple to like throw out, and maybe something will pop out of the bush or something, so you can take a picture. Or one of the coolest parts was like in the fire level, there's a Charmeleon walking around this volcano or pit of lava, and if you throw an apple at the side of his head, knocks him into the lava, and then he evolves into a Charizard, and that's how you take a picture of the Charizard. And
cool.
So he has a little, and then there's also like branching paths and levels too. It's like, oh, you have to get this item and trigger this event to unlock the separate path to go to this different level and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting how they did it. Fun
Sweet.
game. Never owned it, but it was a staple rental back in the day. Would rent it lots of times.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to that. But we've been watching some stuff before we get, I guess, to the Invincible and Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Are you guys watching anything else as of late?
Nothing
Finished
new.
Moana finally. That was a pretty good movie. That was pretty good. The first half is the best part, but yeah, that was quite good.
Started watching the Detective Pikachu movie. Never finished it yet, though. Got about halfway through it, so I want to get back into finishing it. I'm really enjoying it because
Yeah.
But worst part is I'm watching it, rewatching it because I'm like, oh, there's that in Pokemon. There's that Pokemon, right? So I'm like, okay, what did I miss? Go back and listen to the voices again and see what they're saying. But
Yeah.
I'm only looking at the background, unfortunately, and seeing what's all there, which is good and bad because it's cool to finally see, Squirtle's fussing around in real life. Cool, but I'm missing some plot, unfortunately. So,
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing I found with that movie. I agree with you completely. Like you're like, oh shit, that's whatever.
Yeah.
No, that's did you get to the bar scene?
Bar scene.
How far did you get?
They just discovered the lab that had the accident, and the Gin Ninjas were just about to capture them.
Yeah, when Jigglypuff is singing karaoke.
Yeah.
Fuck. Best part of the whole movie, man. Jigglypuff. And everyone around the tables like sleeping because it looks like they're drunk and passed out, but that's Jigglypuff's thing, right? Just puts her prey to sleep. That was so funny. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. That's why she's my favorite.
I busted the Lucario. What's that? He was the coffee maker or the coffee server at the bar. Lucario. What the fuck was that?
Psyduck's funny too, though.
Oh yeah.
Psyduck. It's like it's calm. I'm not massaging your feet to keep you calm. I don't care if your head's gonna explode. What a good movie.
Oh, so good. And having like the part where you can hear like a meow, where you hear what the Pokemon are saying through another person is great that way too, because it's helped express the idea that much better, right? So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's good.
Yes, definitely a good one. I haven't watched anything this week, but I think this weekend watch the new Mortal Kombat movie.
That comes out tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, Friday. Today.
It's Friday.
You can watch that today. I think it's probably you probably have to pay money. Probably like $25, I would imagine.
Probably.
Yeah.
I was possibly once payday comes around, I was gonna watch Godzilla. The new one. Godzilla versus Kong or whatever.
Lizard versus Monkey.
Yes.
Lizard versus Monkey. That's right.
Monkey's got an axe.
But I would like to. I'm excited to see the Mortal Kombat movie. I think that'll be pretty good. And I heard that it's possibly going to become a trilogy. That's what their intention is to make it a 3-part thing. So that's kind of cool.
Hopefully, do something like that because it has the potential, like especially with their cast of characters, they can definitely do something like that for a storyline. So
yeah, a lot of people that were anticipating it were like, "Oh, where's Cage, whatever his name is, like the main guy." And like, "Oh, well, there is one character that's in there, and you can't have two really high ego characters in the same movie. Well, we're saving him for later, possibly if this one does well, we'll put him in the next one." It's like, cool, okay, cool. So I'm excited to see it. The fact that it's R-rated. Mortal Kombat.
R-rated too, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think so. Wasn't it?
I don't remember it being very violent. I don't think.
I
remember it being a lot of talking and kind of boring, but the fight scenes were okay.
The fight scenes were okay, and the music was banging.
Well, music was awesome.
That theme music alone is like that's a workout tune for me for sure. Just test your might.
It'd be cool if they made like a Mortal Kombat cinematic universe, but like they have like all the crossovers like they have in the DLCs and stuff. Like, we got the Predator in this one.
Predator's here.
Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger and Terminator.
It was PG-13. I thought it was rated R, but no, it was PG-13.
PG-13. Wow. Come on.
Oh, exactly.
That's still pretty good though. That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to it. Let's talk. What do you want to talk about first? Invincible or Falcon and Winter Soldier? We got 2 episodes of each to talk about.
Yeah, you guys will have to do the talking about the Winter Soldier one. Every time we were watching, I was just I was too inebriated. I couldn't remember.
Oh, really? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Invincible maybe first.
Yeah.
Very good.
That one, you have to talk about the second one because I was inebriated for the second one. I just remember.
Right?
Scott got mad at me. It was so annoying. I'm like, oh, fuck. I mean, Scott mad.
Yeah.
We all shut up.
Oh my god, he's like, you idiots.
Well,
No,
let's talk about
Invincible's very good.
yeah. So we had what episode was it? 5.
I think so.
He
Yeah.
he got convinced by Titan, who he previously fought in like a little montage at the beginning of the series. Titan was working for Machine Head, and he wanted out, but Machine Head said nuh-uh, and he recruited Invincible to help him out, take him out, and didn't go so well for Invincible.
Yeah, basically manipulated him to do it, and then he asked his parents too if it's a good idea. He said, "No, don't work for scum like him. That's below us," and blah blah blah. And he's like, "Well, you got to do the right." And then the mother convinced him to do it because doing the right thing is never below anybody, right? So it's like, who do you listen to? Omni-Man, the superpower, super god, or your mother, right? So you listen to your mother, obviously. So you go and help him, and then, yeah, it really did not work out for him at all. That was another tough one, like the first episode to watch.
Tough learning lesson.
Very unexpected. You're just like, holy shit! Everybody's just getting decimated by this beast. What's his Beastmaster or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. You promised me there'd be worthy opponents on this planet, and he just fucking just about kills them, man.
Played
3 of them.
Michael Dorn from
From Star Trek.
Kills 2 of them. Or are they're dead or whatever it is. Like they're still like knocked on or no.
Well, the one's still in a coma.
Right.
The animal girl, or did she wake up? No, she ended up waking up at the end. She woke up near the end because Robot ended up doing everything he could to save her because he feel it's weird. There's some kind of connection between those two. I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
But 3 in a critical condition, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, especially Invincible. Like, whoa, what the hell's that all about?
Yeah, that was rough.
Like, how strong is he? Is he like? Oh, and then the fact that his dad let it all happen. He saw it all happening. He's floating up there, and it's like, well, fucking get in there and slaughter these bastards like you do everything else.
I think it's like, no, this is a lesson. It's like one of those fathering moments. This is a lesson. He stuck his neck out for somebody he shouldn't. He's paying the price for it. I think he was like just watching him to be there. But
I think he's honestly hoping that something happens to him that he doesn't have to do it himself.
That was my other thought too,
because he's like, I fucked up. I had a kid on this planet. I have a family now. And I'm supposed to kill everybody here, but I can't do it now because I have a family. And it's just like I think he's having some kind of...
Yeah, because that does make sense too with that end, because the whole point of him, of Omni-Man becoming the bad guy, was when his son had power. So now the son has power. It's like, oh shit, I fucked up now. So
yeah,
my mistakes.
Omni-Man could still probably kill somebody. He doesn't want to. I don't think. Not yet. Well, obviously something's gonna happen. He's obviously gonna be.
And speaking to that, we had in that episode, Deborah. She found his costume. The mom, found the costume, and then, which led into the next episode. You had Mark in the ICU. He was in coma for 6 days. Woke up and went on a tour to college with Amber, his buddy William, and William's gay boyfriend who was at college. What was his name? Rick. And things were going so well for a little while. And then some robot man dude showed up and wrecked the whole thing. And of course, Mark goes to save the day, change into Invincible costume. William recognizes him, which is kind of interesting. That usually never happens in shows like this. And then, of course, once he defeats the guy, or the guy commits suicide, I guess, because he sees how fucked up looking he is. And she flips out on him for running away, which that's pretty reasonable thing to do. But like, also, it's like, damn, can't catch a break, Mark.
No, he can't. And then Eric, even in his drunken slumber, he was like, just tell her, and I'm like, tell her. And it's like, but he can't. The more people know, the more people are going to get hurt.
Which I find crazy, because they live in a suburb. And you see the dad flying up in the middle of the sky and then flying away. I'm like, I'm sure people would notice a superhero landing in the middle of the street at your house next door. Like, I'm pretty sure that'd be an obvious sign. So the fact that no one knows, like, it's kind of
nobody wants to fuck with Omni-Man, though.
You know what? That's Omni-Man. Sonic Boom every time he comes in. to land at home. It's like, yeah, I'm not going near there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's trouble. No, I guess you're right there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
But like also
Exactly.
like when it comes to him not telling her, it's like you have to remember like they're still in high school. It's like, is that relationship gonna last all their life? Probably not. So
No.
it's like probably you shouldn't tell her if you think you're gonna break up with her in the next 2, 4 or 5 years, whatever.
Right? Just go date Eve. Be done with it. Stop wasting time.
And she left home. She's now like going around the world, growing forests and growing crops, and built a tree house, and
Stopping forest fires.
she can rearrange atoms apparently on a molecular scale. Well, I guess if you're rearranging atoms, that's what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Saving the earth, helping people, stopping forest fires and shit, and restoring nature.
So yeah, she's like super powerful, like
Yeah.
almost god level power. But
my parents are like, yeah, no, don't be a hero. It's like I can literally change matter at will. Like you got to be a hero at that point. Like yeah,
that's the best part. Yeah.
Replaces the door with a wall, and he comes around the back, comes out the back door, still yelling at her. It's so funny. What a great show. If you guys haven't watched it yet, listeners, you should check it out.
Yeah.
It's really.
And it ends with them going to the tailor, and Taylor basically says, "Yep, Nolan's the one who started it all." And Nolan confronts the tailor and is like, "Hey, man, our relationship's still good, right, buddy?" It's like, "Yep." And then he goes home, and Deborah's just on glass number who knows of wine, and asks him why he did it, and throws a bottle at him and tells him to fuck off.
And he punches his fist through the wall and does the old Kyle.
Kyle move.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, is he gonna kill his wife?
Yep. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Be interesting to see.
Right. And can anybody even protect her? Like, how are they? Yeah, and they're trying to figure out ways, right? They got that lab going on how they can destroy his blood because they took blood samples from Invincible to see how they can destroy it, and they still haven't figured out a way on how to do it yet. So it's like, oh god, all he has to do is just flip a switch, and the world's fucked. It's kind of like Homelander on The Boys, hey?
Yeah.
That's what makes him so terrifying.
Yep. Exactly.
I love that scene.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We had a pretty bombshell of an episode.
2 episodes.
2 episodes, yes. Both bombshells in different ways, I guess. We had what episode was that? 4? Yeah, because there's 6 episodes in total. There's gonna be episode 4. You have the trio. They're trying to figure out where Carly is, and they figure out that she's gonna be attending a funeral to Mama Donya or something like that.
One of her characters, yeah.
Yeah, some respected elder in the community that helped her out and everybody looked up to, I guess. And she is at this place, and they have Turkish delights, and they're giving them to kids to figure out where stuff's going down. And then you have John Walker coming back into the fold, and he's not really down with the plan. He says we should just go in and get him and stuff like that. And you have Sam Wilson. He says, let me just talk to her. I could probably, convince her, and give me 10 minutes. And things were going really well when he was talking to her. And of course, John Walker, being the douche he is, does not give him the full 10 minutes. And barges in there and fucks the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And then you have the showdown between them and what are the name of that group? The Wakandans.
The Flag Smashers.
No, the Wakandans. That.
Oh god.
It's a really it's a harder word to pronounce. But the Wakandan warriors, they show up and just kick the shit out of John Walker. And John Walker's like, they're not even super soldiers. He's like, you see how defeated he was, and of course he had the scene before where he picks up the one remaining vial of super soldier serum, and then boom, he takes it, and his best friend dies, and he's just roided up on and has the rage and goes after some dude who he knows isn't the killer, but just bashes him to death with the shield, and you have him standing there at the end with blood-covered shield, and it's like, and everybody's recording it. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That was a solid episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. The Dorja Melange or something like that.
You're close. You're very, very close, I think. Dorja
Melange.
Melange.
Yeah.
Melange.
Dolce Cabana.
Yep, that's it.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
That episode was great because that was like brutal. That ending alone, like my jaw was down to the floor. It was just falling.
Yeah.
And then not going that way, and fuck, it just.
That's why it pained us so much to not be able to talk about it
on
last week's episode, because Tyler hadn't gotten around to watching it yet. And we're like, it's so insane. Yeah. And now he doesn't.
I might watch it. Just. That was crazy.
Before we watched Invincible, we were sober at that point. Sober.
Yeah, that was.
Anywho, yes.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
Beer hours.
Oh, and you also had Baron Zemo make an escape during their fight.
Oh, what did he say?
Right.
He what's that movie called? They reference a movie because he escaped through the sewers, or through the shitter in the bathroom.
What
the hell
is it? What the fuck? The movie that I always get mad
Morgan
at.
Freeman and
Shawshank Redemption.
He Shawshank Redemption's us. Yeah, he says something like that, doesn't he? Whatever.
I think so.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, like that was like, what the hell? Like they're in a room fighting for this one guy, and they're fighting, and then the one guy gets away. It's like, well, you had one job to do, just keep an eye on that guy. No one did that.
Exactly. He's the whole point. They're there, and he's able to walk down.
Yeah, just quietly close the doors and just
go into a separate room.
I'm watching.
Yeah. All right, I'm finna head out.
And then we had episode 5, which is another crazy, heavy episode. First, you start off with just a big action scene where Bucky and Sam are going to take the shield from Walker, and Walker's not willing to give it up, and they end up fighting, and Falcon's wings get torn off, but they eventually Bucky gets the upper hand, breaks his arm, steals the shield from him. Yep. And then Walker gets sent back to the States, where he gets court-martialed.
Yep.
And I remember that speech he was giving was kind of interesting, because he's like, you guys made me, I only did what you guys asked. Which I thought it was kind of interesting, because it's like this guy, he's killed terrorists in the past and he's been awarded medals for it, but now he kills another terrorist and now he's getting court-martialed for it. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a bit of a point there, Walker.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. Yep. They definitely made him. They made him whatever and gave him the shield and gave him that huge responsibility. They wanted him to be the best version of himself, and he was. You
can't just be a regular soldier. You got to be Captain America.
Yeah,
that's right. Exactly.
Yeah,
big difference between a good soldier and being Captain America.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like what's her name? Mary Louise Dreyfus's character. I forget what her character was supposed to be, but she said the same thing. Is like, you go out there, you kill terrorists, you do your job. Under the radar, they love you for it, but as soon as someone sees you do it in the public, they get little iffy on that. Yeah, it's a good point. It's exactly what happens.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
About Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character, this is an article from IGN, and Falcon and Winter Soldier's surprise cameo was reportedly set to arrive in Black Widow first, because Black Widow was set to come out last year, before this would have came out.
Right.
I should have been in that.
And her name is Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Yes.
And if you look that character name up, I don't know if I should reveal who it is.
Yeah.
It's Madame Hydra,
Oh.
who is
Well, what are the tweets?
also, she's been a good guy and bad guy in the past.
Like Zemo?
Like Zemo, which is interesting because in this episode you have the Wakandan warriors. What is it, Eric?
I'm not saying anything again.
Dolce Cabana.
The Dolce Cabana. Yep. They take Zemo, and they said they're bringing him to the raft, which is the big super villain prison in the middle of the ocean, which is run by Thunderbolt Ross.
Mhm.
And the thing is that there is a Marvel comic series called The Thunderbolts, which is essentially kind of like a Suicide Squad, which is a bunch of reformed supervillains that get put into like an Avengers style team, and they are led by Baron Zemo. And they think maybe Madame Hydra might be part of that, with maybe Nick Fury and that sort of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that might be coming down the pipeline, and maybe
Build in more shit.
yeah, well, where you got to see the fate of Walker, but maybe U.S. Agent might be part of that as well. Red Hulk, who is supposed to be Thunderbolt Ross, he's also sometimes on that squad as well. So
We haven't seen any inclination of that yet, though. So hopefully that's coming down the pipe.
it's these threads, they're just weaving them. They're like leaving them out there. It's like, we'll finish that one day. We'll come back around to it.
We're just giving you little tastes of what's to come.
Exactly. So smart. They're so smart.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they have all
Very
this
subtle little
exactly.
props here and there.
And then you have also in that episode you have Sam and Bucky. They were fixing the boat, and you have Bucky flirting with Sam's sister, which is like the funniest part.
Don't. Don't what? Don't.
And then you have, of course, Sam bringing the shield to what's his name? Isaiah
Thomas? No.
I think that's what I said.
Yes.
Is it Isaiah Thomas?
That's Thomas is another
The
person.
basketball player.
Yeah.
uh,
Can't do names.
I know.
Terrible.
Isaiah Bradley.
Ah.
Isaiah Bradley. And he gets the full backstory on him and how essentially he was in Korea. Is that what they said that he was in? The Korean War? And
So,
there was a bunch of super soldiers or other people that they were experimenting on. They were given the super soldier serum, but they didn't take kindly to the serum as much as he did. And then they got captured and were prisoners of war, and the U.S. Army essentially was just going to blow up the base and essentially get rid of that evidence. And Isaiah Bradley, being Captain America, he goes out there and saves his guys, saves his friends, and gets tossed in prison for 30 years. And his wife's letters, she wrote many letters, never made it to him, and she ended up dying, I think, while he was in prison and stuff like that. And
that was a sad part of the episode. Holy man, that was heavy. That was very heavy.
And then basically he's like, they did it because, you know, he was a black guy and nobody was going to stick up for him or anything like that. Like, and he basically tells Sam that any black person to become Captain America would be a fool to do that, essentially.
Right.
And so that Sam goes back to his sister, has a conversation with her, basically tells her Isaiah's story and that sort of thing, and eventually Sam comes to the conclusion that, like, you know, he has to move forward with it and he has to do the right thing, and that is, you know, take up the shield, become Captain America. Yeah. And then they have them playing catch with the shield, him and Bucky, and
father's unseen.
Yeah, and then Sam does that thing that he does so well, where he They already shown him like where he's like, yeah, he helps people who deal with trauma out, and like, you know, Bucky's dealing with trauma. It's like tells Bucky, he's like, hey, you're supposed to be making amends, but really you're just avenging these things. You know, like you actually to make amends, you actually have to help people. You have to help people get closure, and then he's like, you just got to start with one, you know, and that's it. So, and then you see them. They get closer to this episode, and it's like, oh, they're actually good friends now, which is kind of nice. And then you get the cool montage of him training with the shield, and Bucky brings him a present, which from the Wakandans, which I'm guessing is going to be his new set of wings. Which we'll see. I'm guessing they're going to be red, white, and blue, and all this other shit. Oh, I can't wait!
Yeah.
Can't wait.
We watch those. Yeah. I missed that whole last ending part.
Oh, with such a good episode.
Training. I remember talking about him making amends. I remember that, but I don't remember the training part. I think I passed out.
Yeah, that was just,
Hold on.
Such a good show, and it ends tomorrow. Season finale. Well, I guess today you can watch that.
Yeah. I wonder how it's gonna go.
Yes.
And how long do we have to wait for the next thing?
Oh, and you had Walker building his fake shield in his garage.
Want a shield?
Welding it. It's like that's gonna just like
part
throw the real shield at it just to go to like just like
right
get bent in half. It's like, oh fuck.
This taco's like, what the hell? Like, no shit.
Why'd you build this out of aluminum?
It looked like it, yeah.
Old heating ducts, and I flattened it out, welded her together. Took a crayon and made a U.S. symbol.
Right. Cool. Well, let's. Any other final thoughts on Falcon Winter Soldier?
I don't want it to end, but it's ending. Yeah.
Well, is it for now? Well,
for now.
I got a story about that. But first, we got some regular nerdy news. Lego reveals its biggest ever buildable R2-D2 set, which is going to be released on for May the 4th. And it looks fucking cool, and I want it so bad.
It looks expensive.
It is expensive. I think it is. It's $199 US, which I think in Canadian is like $250.
$240, yeah.
Like, okay, do I really want it that bad? It's like, damn, it's a lot of money. But it looks cool. And this one's I put on here mostly just because of me. I don't know if you guys have ever read these books before. But Jeff Smith, the writer of the Bone comics. Have you guys ever seen these Bone comics before?
No, I haven't.
They're like graphic novels. They're about like they almost look like they're ghosts, like Casper the Ghost, but they're just like white, kind of weird cartoon characters. And they've come from this, I don't know, some bone place or something, and they go out and they get like exiled, and there's like these bug people that are trying to take over the world, and it's just like it was a very interesting read that I read as a kid, and I really want to go back and finish it because I never actually finished it. But anyways, this Jeff Smith guy is coming out with a new graphic novel after 30 years of putting out the very first Bone comic. It's called Tukey, which is looks like it's kind of like about cavemen or something like that, which kind of interesting. Interesting to maybe only me, but I'm excited to check that out. And our last kind of general news story here is Discord to reportedly stay independent ends talks with Microsoft. So if you guys remember, Microsoft was in talks about buying it for Discord for $10 billion. And apparently Discord has halted the talks for now. But, of course, they could always be rekindled in the future is what they said. So
$10 billion.
That's
I'm good.
Cash.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. How do you say no to $10 billion?
How do you say no to $10 billion?
It's tough. I'm sure it's very tough. I never got that option, so I know how I'll do it if I ever get that much.
That's 2 Star Warses.
Jesus. A lot of money.
Right?
Damn.
Let's move into the gaming news. We have Call of Duty Warzone Season 3's New maps rewinds the clock to 1984. This is from IGN.com. The newest season of Call of Duty Warzone is officially out today, and it comes with, or yesterday, I guess, just today, comes with a major overhaul of its Verdansk map. Now it's Verdansk 84. Essentially, the map got nuked, and they would go back in time to 1984, where essentially map or parts of the map that were kind of destroyed are now new, and there's a lot more flora, and streets are more vibrant. The stadium is in the process of being built, so that's not really there anymore. The what's it called? The airport, which was really blown up, you remember, is actually new and looks operational. So, and they
cool.
had a couple other stuff there. So kind of
Cool.
interesting.
Might have to dive back into that one, I think.
Yeah, too.
Well, especially if it's free, right?
Download that 100 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We'll play it in 3 days while it downloads.
Yeah. This one I'm excited about. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake reportedly coming from Port Studio Aspire. A remake of the 2003 BioWare RPG Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is reportedly in the works at Port Studio Aspire Media. The news was revealed by Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier during an interview with Ben Hansen of MinMax. Quote, "This is public at this point. I've basically confirmed that Aspire, which is the company that has ported a bunch of KOTOR games, is working on the remake," Schreier said. And this one's from Eurogamer. Quote from there: "While the developer is known for often releasing straight ports, work is currently underway to make the project more of a remake instead." That is very exciting because I never played the KOTOR games because I think they only came out on Xbox and computer, and I didn't have that to play that. And I mean, you can play them now, but it's like, it's so rough looking that I never went back to it.
I played KOTOR 2, and I enjoyed that one a lot. So I hear that. So yeah, and
very good games from what I've heard.
Good, so. Yeah, very deep lore, good story games. Yeah, so if you put Mass Effect, you would like these games for sure. So yeah,
very awesome. We have our next story here. Overwatch director Jeff Kaplan leaves Blizzard Entertainment after almost 20 years he's been there. He was the director of Overwatch. He announced he was leaving the company after nearly 20 years. In a personal message, he says, "It was truly an honor of a lifetime to have opportunity to create worlds and heroes for such a passionate audience. I want to express my deep appreciation to everyone at Blizzard who supported our games, our game teams, and our players. But I want to say a special thanks to the wonderful game developers that shared in the journey of creation with me." And development on Overwatch 2 will continue with assistant director Aaron Keller taking over as the new director on the sequel. Keller previously worked with Kaplan on World of Warcraft. So there you go.
There you go. So Overwatch 2 is still coming then.
Still coming. So there was a rumor that apparently maybe Jeff Kaplan was butting heads with the higher up of Blizzard and Activision about monetizing everything, which I guess Kaplan was kind of against. So
that would make sense. Yeah,
possibly why he's leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just hearsay at this
point. What you wanting to do is like, how can we get more money out of the same kind of shitty game for years to come?
They gotta stop doing that.
Yeah, you think, but no.
Even if they sold the game for one-time sale, $130, and you keep updating it the same way they do with all these other games, it's one-time payment, and it's done.
No,
like,
no, why?
I have everything.
Because people won't buy it. Because people will buy a free game and do $131 purchases instead.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah. This one might excite you, Tyler. Resident Evil 8's Lady Dimitrescu looks to be a Mr. X style stalker enemy.
So I read.
Lady Dimitrescu, yeah, she's gonna be basically following you around the castle the whole time with her big ass hand claws and her
Big ass ass.
Big ass ass. Big ass body.
Big ass, everything
Yeah.
curvaceous.
This 9-foot tall woman.
Yep.
Uh, does that with Mr. X, did he kind of terrify you, Tyler?
Oh yeah, yeah, he did. Because you could hear him when he's coming,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes he would stop.
Mm.
And like if he was close to you, it's almost like he knew where you were and he was just waiting for you to come out. It's like, you fucker, just walk past this room. Don't freaking linger. Yeah,
Mhm.
and he would terrify me quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And especially like when you're in the middle of like you're shooting a couple of zombies in the hallway and you're just like just popping off rounds and you're scared and you're like trying to watch how much ammo you have. Then all of a sudden, like in the back behind the zombies, about a foot and a half above him, he
Mhm.
comes walking through, slamming these zombies aside, coming towards you. It's like, holy fuck! You turn around and just start running. He's just like swatting away these zombies to try and just to get to you. Like, oh yeah, it was amazing. Every time he was there, it's you just knew like, oh man, I'm so screwed. Like, yeah. And he only comes when you're like, oh sweet, I'm doing really well. Oh, look who's back to keep you in check. No, he was he was pretty scary. He was pretty scary. I think the developers of Resident Evil 2 and 7 with Jack walking around the house looking for you took a lot of notes from Outlast because that's the style of game it is. Because there's, I think, 2 or 3 characters in Outlast that stalk you while you're trying to get from one spot to the
Right.
next. So
That makes sense.
that's,
Like, I mean, like if you think of the old Resident Evil games, like once you kill everything, you could take your time. You're fine. You're safe. Or whatever.
just rip around,
But if
find
there's a
your
guy
keys.
that's like, practically invincible, always coming after you, then it's like,
Mhm.
I gotta go. I can't stop for
Right.
shit.
Yeah, sure, you can shoot him until he stops and he kneels down and he's like takes a breather for a minute because you shot him 150 times. He's like, you got me. I'm gonna heal up here. And then you're like, you have about, I don't know, 30 seconds max before he gets back up and keeps coming after you again.
Yeah.
So it's like you shoot him, you're wasting your ammo and you're basically screwing yourself every time you shoot him. But you screw yourself if you don't shoot him if he's too close, right? So it's like, yeah. So there's strategy and panic and thought process, and so it's good. It's good.
Cool. Right on.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to our next story. PlayStation boss says PS5 generation will have more exclusives. This was a interview with Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan. Said that PS5 will have more exclusive games than any prior generation of PlayStation console. This is a quote from the new interview. He says, "We have been quietly but steadily investing in high-quality games for PlayStation, and we will make sure that the PS5 generation will have more dedicated software than ever before." He also said, we have repeatedly engaged in mergers and acquisitions, including Insomniac Games in the U.S., and we will not rule out that option in the future. So they might be buying studios, kind of like what Microsoft did recently with Bethesda there. So
Big investments.
right, I think
Roll the dice.
they were potentially talking about maybe buying Square Enix, possibly, but that was a rumor for a while there. But there you go. More exclusives than ever on PS5, which is kind of crazy because PS4 had a lot of exclusive games on there.
Yeah.
So
5's got nothing right now. Still, it's still pretty shallow pool to pick from for games.
they got some work to do there on their game library. That's for sure.
Yep.
Tyler, are you excited about this one? The Witcher Monster Slayer mobile AR game expected to launch in summer 2021.
Mobile, hey?
It is. CD Projekt has announced that Spoko's The Witcher Monster Slayer mobile AR game is expected to launch in summer. They showed a trailer off, which essentially it's basically like Pokemon Go, except for on the map there will be monsters on the map, and I guess like random NPCs too that will give you quests and stuff like that, and you be like, I need you to kill this monster, and it will point you on the real world map of where to go, and I guess you just kind of slash it with your fingers and draw your signs with your fans to use your traps or whatever you want to do, bombs and all that other stuff.
A
Sure.
bit much, but all right. Yeah.
Well,
see
I
how
can
it
kind of
goes.
see the appeal, I guess.
Mhm.
It's a fun
You
game.
might get trophies for killing certain monsters and get rewards, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's
Yeah.
for a Pokemon Go kind of game. It looks like
Yeah,
just you
that's
wait,
interesting.
just you wait. This summer, you're just gonna be going around
Sorry, guys.
everywhere.
I gotta go to RCMP Park to kill a Necker hive.
Yeah, exactly.
Nerd.
And they'll have different levels of monsters. They showed off three different chorts. I don't know what a chort is, but there's three different
Shorts
ones.
like it's like
Look like a thing
griffins
with
and-
like a fucking antlers on it or something.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, it's like what's that movie? The Ritual. I think it's kind of like that thing.
Yeah.
Like a Spriggan or something, whatever.
Well, there's
It's like a
Spriggans,
tree.
and then there's a chort.
Oh, okay, so this is different than that.
A chort. If I
It's
Google
like-
chort,
Guardian of the Forest or something like that, or
it looks like a troll, but with like goat horns on it.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a Spriggan. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, because
Spriggan
I was
is the
thinking of
one with
Spriggan or Tree Man or a Tree
Yeah.
Man or something.
Yeah.
Spriggan's the one with the skull
Antlers,
helmet, right?
skull and the antlers. Yeah.
They also showed him off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hunting
Cool.
Spriggans and shorts, baby.
That's right. That's right.
In our last gaming news story here, Battlefield 6 will be revealed soon as the biggest team in series history from IGN.com. The team working on Battlefield 6 is the biggest in the series history, split across 4 different studios, DICE has revealed. In addition, the game will be revealed to the public soon in a new update on Battlefield's development. DICE General Manager Oscar Gabrielson revealed that the Stockholm-based studio is working in collaboration with Electronic Arts Gothenburg, Criterion, and DICE LA on the project. Quote here, "We have our biggest team ever on a Battlefield game for console and PC. Together we are creating a jaw-dropping experience for you to enjoy later in 2021. Other quotes here, "It has everything we love about Battlefield, and it takes all of it to the next level. Epic scale, all-out military warfare, crazy unexpected moments, game-changing destruction, massive battles packed with more players and mayhem than ever before, all brought to life with the power of next-gen consoles and PCs." And it's set to be released holiday 2021.
Oh, it's like holy shit! Wow.
Damn.
So I'm guessing we'll probably see that closer to E3 time.
Yeah. Doesn't say if it's World War II or modern though, eh?
It doesn't say that. I think the rumor
No.
is that it's supposed to be going back to Modern Warfare.
Thank God.
Just because I
Ooh,
think
sweet.
Battlefield, what was it, 5?
4.
What? Yeah,
Yeah,
5
4
was
and 5.
World War II, I
World War
think.
II again. Yeah.
yeah.
Just
5
a
was
good,
World War II. Yeah, and didn't do
cool
so hot.
nostalgia, but yeah, didn't do so hot because we're done with that.
Yeah, I'm excited if it doesn't go back to Modern Warfare because
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield 4 was awesome.
Yeah, we played that for a little stint
Mhm.
together when it was on sale. That was pretty fun. Yeah. I remember Bad Company was the best though.
Oh yeah,
Bad Company.
that company
was so
2
good.
was so good. Yeah, that's the one I
That's
played the most of.
Awesome.
All right, let's move on to movies and TV. We had a few new trailers drop this past week. We had Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. You guys weren't so hot on this trailer.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this? I didn't know what was going on still. Like, don't we know too much of the hero or what's happening still? So that's all it was. It's just sure once it comes out, I'll watch it still because it's Marvel. Why the hell not? So,
That's the thing. It's like, well, Marvel hasn't let me down in a
No.
long time, so it's probably guaranteed to be pretty decent.
I
And
mean, it has to compete against Iron Fist, which is a very low bar to pass. So it's.
I was just gonna say, if it's anything like Iron Fist,
Yeah,
you lost me.
exactly.
That was
yeah.
so tough to get through. That
Yeah.
was really tough.
mhm.
Like the quality was fine. It's just so
Just, yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
and tedious. Well, you go from Daredevil to like
Oh,
even
yeah.
Jessica Jones. I thought was good. A lot of people
Same.
will argue that they didn't like that one as much because it was boring, and I'm like, I don't know, man. That was a lot of psychological messing up. Like Kilgrave, that's his
Oh,
name, right? Was
Yeah.
one of the best villains, man.
yeah.
Like that was messed.
I wasn't a huge fan of Jessica Jones just because I'm not a huge fan of her character because
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's just a
she's an alcoholic and super.
life sucks.
Yeah, it's like everything's going wrong. It's like, well, yeah, because you're an alcoholic and you destroy every relationship you're in.
Right. Yeah.
Hard to root for you because you fuck things up for yourself.
Right.
So, it's like you should just not do that.
Right. Right.
Another trailer that looked freaking awesome: Love, Death, and Robots Volume 2, coming out May 14th.
Oh, that's close to Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, it is close to Castlevania Season 4, which comes out. Guess what? May 13th, literally a day before.
May. It's gonna be May. It's gonna be the best month of the year.
Yeah.
You have to
movies,
binge
anyway.
all of Castlevania on May 13th, and then you got to binge all of Love, Death, and Robots the very next day. So
Love, Death, and Robots will not take me long.
No.
The first
That
season
was-
or whatever was. I think I watched almost all of it in just but one night. I think.
well, they
I
weren't
did,
like
yeah.
full half hour, right? They were
No.
like more
No,
like
no,
15 minutes,
they're
right?
Some of them are
were
15. Some of them are a little, like 25 minutes, 30
25,
minutes.
30, yeah.
But I think the longest episode on there was the anime style with the wolf transforming and
Yeah,
then becoming like a steampunk robot thing. And
Yeah, the Hunter, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that one was
That one's like
weird.
25 minutes or so. Then
Yeah.
I would say argue that one next would be the one where they're in Russia with the bugs or the alien.
Yeah, that one was a little bit longer.
That one was
I
longer too,
needed
yeah.
more of that. Need
Oh,
more
yeah,
of
that
that. That would be an
What
awesome
about
movie.
the one where the spaceship goes into the spider thing and the dude's just like
Oh, yeah,
having
that was,
sex with this hot
Sex.
chick the whole time.
Oh,
And it's
that
like,
was like,
show
oh,
me your real
no.
face. It's like, I'm a spider. And it's like, damn. Whatever. Put me back in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
And
good
one last trailer here. Marvel's MODOK trailer for this is coming out on Hulu, so who even knows if we're gonna be able to watch this if it's coming out on Disney Plus here in Canada. I'm not too sure. But it looks like Robot Chicken meets MODOK and has Patton Oswalt doing the voice and very comedic looking and I don't know. It looks kind of funny but also kind of not funny at the same time. So
give it a shot and see when it comes out if we can watch it.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can watch it with our sponsor, ExpressVPN. Just kidding.
So many videos.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
ExpressVPN.com/EsteemedGentlemen for 10% off your first 4 months.
Watching Netflix. You live in Norway.
Change your country to US and you watch Hulu. Well, okay, all right, I'm done. Castlevania to end in season 4. New series planned at Netflix. So this coming out May 13th. It's the last 10 episodes. They're gonna wrap it up with this last season here. And you know what?
Unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, but they had a good run. You know what? You gotta have go the Avatar Last Airbender approach. Keep it short and sweet, and you wish there's more episodes instead of wishing they would have ended it sooner or something, right?
One more to watch going on here.
Exactly.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
The show is developed by Adi Shankar, and he's also developing a Devil May Cry series for Netflix that's going to be coming out at some point. Plus, you have other gaming things coming out to Netflix. You have the Witcher anime movie, an Assassin's Creed series is being made, and a Cyberpunk 2077 anime as well coming.
Jesus.
Interesting.
So, potentially lots of video game franchises making the jump to Netflix, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Our next story here: if you have PlayStation Plus, you might be getting some extra value because they teased out a image on their Poland website or something, talking about PlayStation Pass or PlayStation Plus Video Pass, which might be getting some Sony made movies on their little banner ad that they had. They showed Venom off, Bloodshot, and Zombieland 2 Double Tap. So could just be getting some extra movies along with your PlayStation Plus, which is kind of neat for no extra cost. Who knows when that comes to Canada?
Yeah.
This one's fucking stupid. Zack Snyder's alternate Batman v Superman title is a choice. Apparently, there was a big discussion. This was from an interview with what's his name? Oh, I gotta find it here. Chris Terrio, who was a co-writer on on Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and he was telling a story of how they were all like in a boardroom, I guess, like discussing what to name the movie, and Zack Snyder was like, "Why don't we call it Son of Sun and Night of Night?" Something that's a little bit more poetic, he said.
I'm done defending this guy. Zack Snyder, what the hell are you on, man?
Son
Like, what
of
the?
Sun and Night of Night.
Guy too much of a, because whenever I try to come up with titles for like even my stories and my movies, it's like, no, you got to ask somebody else. You got to get somebody else's opinion. Mine are just, yeah. I mean, obviously he knows how to make movies and he knows how to make stuff. I mean, you just can't type.
And apparently, the V was a sticking point as well. You're like, why not just call it Versus? And he's like, no, it's got to be Batman v Superman.
Both are victorious.
Yeah.
Because they're friends.
This one we'll just quickly mention here. Quibi died. Roku bought it, and now it's being rebranded as Roku Originals. Cool.
Is it still going to be cell phone style?
I don't think so.
God, that was weird.
Yeah.
Also, like, is it only going to be on Roku sticks and Roku things? Or can you download a Roku app? I don't know. Are there anything worth watching on Roku Originals? Is the other question.
Right? Between what we already watch and what we're subscribed to, I don't think there's...
Yeah, exactly. Thought this one was kind of funny. Dave Bautista set up a meeting with DC to tell them he'll play Bane one day.
This would tell them that, yeah.
Yeah, this was from an interview with Collider. This is Bautista quoting here. He says, "I've made no secret about this. I want to play Bane so bad. I went to Warner Bros., had an appointment with them, had an appointment with DC, walked in the door and said, I want to play Bane. I'm not kidding. And they were like, whoa, we're not even casting Bane. And I was like, I don't care. I'm playing him."
The cojones on this man. That'd be, yeah.
Relax.
So, yeah.
Just planting the seed. Then he walks out of the
right?
room.
Yeah, he'd be
a good character for him to play.
Exactly.
We do that. Yep.
I think he's part Hispanic, I believe, or Puerto Rican, or something like that. I think.
Yeah.
And he's fucking jacked.
And he's a decent actor.
Yeah, he's getting, and it's
bad.
No. He's bigger than Tom Hardy.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He's a bastard too.
This one might be some bad news for some of y'all. Netflix CEO Reed Hastings clarifies password sharing crackdown. Basically, they said that they're going to be testing some things out, but he has said that it has got to feel like it makes sense to consumers. But they said they will never roll something out that feels like turning the screws on their customers. There might be a crackdown on password sharing coming soon. which is kind of crap. But
very much crap. But yeah.
What can you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Buy another subscription? Hell.
That's exactly what you want you to do. Spend more money with us, please. Yeah.
This one's interesting. Marvel's Secret Invasion. Game of Thrones. Emilia Clarke in talks to join Disney Plus series. Game of Thrones actress Emilia Clarke is reportedly in final negotiations to join Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion. The original series is in production for Disney Plus. As reported by Variety, Clarke would join a cast said to include Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, Kingsley Ben-Adir, and Olivia Colman. The Secret Invasion series was announced in 2020, and we'll see Jackson reprising his role as Nick Fury, Ben Mendelsohn returning as the Skrull Talus, Kingsley Ben-Adir get mixed up because there's a Ben Kingsley as well.
Yeah,
serving as the main villain. Academy Award-winning actress Olivia Colman was revealed just yesterday, well, April 19th, I guess, to be in talks to join the series. And the Secret Invasion is a storyline in the Marvel Comics where shape-shifting aliens known as the Skrulls secretly invade Earth and even replace members of the Avengers. In the comics, this led to the dissolution of S.H.I.E.L.D., yet that has already happened in the MCU. Furthermore, the Skrulls we've met so far are friendly, so the show could be taking a different approach.
Right.
That was my fear when they first announced the Skrulls with Captain Marvel. I'm like, oh god, we're gonna have these bad guys now. Well, these people we know could be double agents. Crap, but no, now they turn out really good people. So
far, but they were posing as Fury and his sidekick there in Spider-Man. So that was kind of like, well, Nick obviously knew about it, right?
He allowed it.
Yeah, well, I have to be in two places at once because he's obviously doing something up in space for something.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, oh, you sneaky bastards. How many other Skrulls are there lingering within the ranks here?
Exactly, yeah.
That can, yeah.
I'm guessing Emilia Clarke's going to be like a kind of S.H.I.E.L.D. agent of some sort. Yeah. I doubt she's going to be in the Skrull makeup.
Yeah.
That's just my guess.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe she needs work.
Right? She's like, I've been naked before. Put the green paint on me.
Right?
I don't have to show my tits. Oh, thank God. She hated it. She did not want to do topless.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you only saw it in the first season?
First couple.
First couple seasons?
Yeah.
That was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were so many boobs. I don't remember if she did or not. At the start of the show, the first 2 or 3 seasons, there was titties every episode. So I was like,
Didn't she also get? Yeah. Well, last time I think she got naked was when her dragons like bust her out of the Dothraki house. Like,
yeah, it's like season 3 or season 4 that happens. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
That far in?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like season 2 that happened.
Or maybe it was that was 2. Sorry, 2. 3 is when she gets her army finally.
Right.
Season 3 is when she gets the Unsullied.
I think so, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. It's season 2. Yeah.
That's right.
She finally gets some power. Show. Oh yeah, it was a great show.
More Marvel Disney Plus news here. Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier could get multiple seasons. WandaVision far less likely, apparently. It's looking possible that Marvel's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as well as the upcoming Loki series, could see multiple seasons, but WandaVision looks more likely than ever to be a one-and-done show. IndieWire revealed that Falcon and Winter Soldier would be submitted to the Emmy Awards in the drama series category, whereas WandaVision will be submitted to the limited or anthology series categories, in part because Marvel Studios doesn't want them to be competing on the same awards, but also speaks to the studio's possible future plans. Marvel Studios VP of Production and Development Nate Moore wouldn't outright confirm a Falcon and Winter Soldier Season 2, but does absolutely want to leave the possibility open. Quote, we've definitely kicked around ideas because we always like to keep thinking about where things can go, but we also, frankly, in the crush of the pandemic, we're just trying to finish the show and make sure it got out in a timely manner. hopefully at the end of this season, you will see the potential for what could be told in a subsequent season. He also said about what else could we have multiple seasons. He says the one that comes to mind, and that probably isn't a secret. I think there's a lot of storytelling in Loki that's really irreverent and clever and cool, he replied, but also lends itself to multiple seasons in a way where it's not a one-off. And then he says about WandaVision, however, he says the mystery box nature of that show means that it's fundamentally revealed its secrets and after the finale, and will now tie into other Marvel movies, and its creators seem to consider the show's story entirely closed. Quote, I think WandaVision is a show you can only do once, said Moore. She can't go back into that reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it as a miniseries.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. And
the way it ended, you kind of have to. Yeah.
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 It might not be
That's
another WandaVision show, but there could be a Scarlet Witch show.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't really do the whole, hey, we're in sitcoms again.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Makes sense. But I know some people would probably just read that headline and get mad. So
Yeah.
We want more. So you're gonna get more. Shut up.
yeah. This one's kind of. I read the article or headline, I guess, and it kind of scared me. But also after reading it, I was left kind of excited. And Spider-Verse sequel gets new directing trio, including Soul filmmaker. Essentially the first movie was directed by Peter Ramsey, Bob Persichetti, and Rodney Rothman. Essentially they're gone, but Ramsey is returning to executive produce. It's still being written by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. But they put out a statement about the new team, which why doesn't it say who are the new guys here? Okay, here. Joaquin Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson will direct the upcoming one here.
Wow.
Yeah, and they said a statement from Phil Lord and Chris Miller. We are so lucky to have Joaquin, Justin, and Kemp on the Spider-Verse team. We are huge fans of Joaquin's work. He makes his characters so heartfelt and unique, and he can tell an emotional story with an action sequence the way a musical does through a song. Justin is a maverick filmmaker who relentlessly pursues visual innovation and surprise, but always in support of the emotional storytelling. And Kemp's work is incisive and ambitious and funny, with a writer's wisdom and a director's heart. He just knows what matters in every scene. All three of them elevate every project they take on, and they are certainly raising our game, the statement continues. We honestly just like them and want to be their friends, and we're hoping working on this movie together for the next few years will totally make that happen, which is kind of crazy when they say next few years, because it's like, oh, how long are we going to wait for this movie? But yeah, we have Kemp, was it Kemp Powers? Yeah, Kemp Powers. He is currently nominated for the Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay for his work on One Night in Miami, which he adapted from his play of the same name. Additionally, Powers is the co-director of Pixar's Soul, which is also nominated for an Oscar, and he was also a writer on the first season of Star Trek Discovery. And Dos Santos and Thompson are both mainstays at Sony Pictures Animation. Dos Santos has worked on The Legend of Korra and Avatar: The Last Airbender for Nickelodeon, as well as directing the miniseries G.I. Joe Resolute. Thompson worked as a production designer on the first Spider-Verse, as well as the two Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball movies. The Spider-Verse sequel will mark the directorial debut feature for both of these animation veterans. So
Cool.
Looks like it's in good hands still. So
Yep. Exactly. That's good.
yes. Bit of a long one here, but a lot of news stories to get through here. Trying to go kind of quick. This next one here, Michael Keaton's going to return as the Batman in The Flash. Publicist confirms. Essentially, Eric, you were saying like this next movie is gonna be they're doing the Flashpoint thing story arc, which is going to reboot the whole DCEU, and that it involves time travel, right? That's the whole thing with
Yeah, time travel and messing with the Speed Force with the Flash. So essentially, he does some stuff that kind of fucks up the timeline a little bit. So and kind of has a butterfly effect for certain things all along the path, and causes some stuff to happen for certain things. Like if he's gonna be playing the Batman, my guess is he's going to be a different version of Batman in which Bruce Wayne is killed in the alleyway instead of his parents. In which case, Thomas Wayne takes the mantle of Batman up instead, and Martha Wayne becomes so crazy by the event that happens, she becomes that version's Joker. So that was one thing in the Flashpoint series was that. So seeing him come as like an older person now, I think he'd be perfect candidate as Thomas Wayne's that version of Batman instead, where he's an older, like no, like the Batman's very doesn't kill, doesn't murder, doesn't use guns. This version's like no, fuck that. He's like the old oh hell, Tim Miller version, like just doesn't give a fuck. He'll beat the shit out of you, throw you off the building, not catch you, you die, you fall, whatever. Just doesn't
Yeah.
care. So
Yeah.
cool. I want to see might see that version of him instead. So I think he can be a perfect fit for that. Yeah.
So is this gonna mean that this new Batman movie with name
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson, is that gonna be the new DCEU then?
It
or?
could. That'd be maybe what they're going with that, because essentially the way Flashpoint series ends in the comics, they like kind of merge worlds together, and that makes the New 52 comic series. So that was like a whole way to kind of introduce a whole new line of characters again, right? So maybe they'll do it with that, but I wouldn't hold my breath to it though. It could just be a standalone version, and that could be it.
Just its own thing, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I would kind of prefer that. I would think.
Yeah, just
I'm
stay
hoping
out
that
of
it
universes.
ends as like instead of it being like to create more worlds, it kind of ends that world, and they can do their own stories wherever they want afterwards. So you don't have movies that are importantly tied together like you do nowadays. They can be their own standalone stuff. Like you have a Batman movie, you can have a Superman movie, but they're not tied together in the same universe. Like the Nolanverse, you just have regular kind of movies. Maybe they'll do that instead, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, speaking of this new Batman movie, they're doing a TV spin-off which will reportedly focus on James Gordon. And
Yeah.
didn't they already do that show? It's called
Gotham. Yeah. Batman Year One series as well. The same idea there. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Call back. We're busy. Okay.
Yeah.
Mad Max Furiosa will be structured very differently than Fury Road. George Miller is preparing to shoot a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road with Anya Taylor-Joy playing a younger version of Furiosa. The role was originally played by Charlize Theron in the 2015 blockbuster. Essentially, he said that the movie, instead of going to be, he said Fury Road was happened over 3 days and 2 nights, but this one will instead be over the course of years, I guess, will take place. And I forgot that Charlize Theron was not going to be in this movie, and I don't know if I'm super excited about Anya Taylor-Joy playing her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
but then again, George Miller made a freaking awesome movie, so maybe he can.
I was just gonna say, not everybody was excited for Tom Hardy being the next Max, and look at how amazing that movie turned out to be.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, if it's just as cool as the other one, why not?
Yeah, true.
Well, let's end this on my best news story that came out this week. Vin Diesel will star in a Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie.
They did that. It was called Real Steel.
Yeah, but this one's got Vin Diesel in it.
Oh, God.
Come on, Red Robot, you gotta do it.
Is some like board member like, what licenses do we have and we use to make movies? And does that pick up a hat?
I was gonna say like
cardboard. Like what the
fuck?
Like
stop making movies about frickin' board games.
it's like whatever we can get that could be kind of cool. You give us that. We want to make something out of it,
Especially
just so we can make
Rock'em
money.
Sock'em Robots, like a game that like you literally play probably for like 5 minutes before you're like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I've seen all I could do. You just
Yeah.
mash the
Ding.
freaking buttons. And yeah, Hugh Jackman rolling around in his grave right now. Like, what about real steel? Damn it!
Yeah.
That was supposed to be my next billion dollar franchise.
Yep.
Retire from being Logan to being the real steel guy.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, there you go. Any other things that you saw that you want to talk about that I missed, or?
No, it should be good.
No, not really.
Excellente. Well, there you go. That's going to do it for this weekly wrap-up. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would help us out. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else podcast service, subscribe to us there. 5-star, like it, whatever they have on there as well. And then why not head over to our Facebook page, like us there, because that always helps us out as well. And that's going to do it. We'll be back here after the weekend for Monday with Ask Us Anything. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you later.
See you guys.
See you guys.